why you are terrified of leaving a toxic relationship. Some people stay in toxic relationships not because they don't know that the relationship is so toxic. They even say it's better to be with a devil that you know than to be with an angel that you don't know. And today I want us to talk about not just leave, but how do you take your power back. But before we dive in, hi there. If we have not met, my name is Onge. My channel is all about self-love, self-improvement, and I love growing with you. So let's dive right in, right? So the first fear that people have is the fear of being alone. And I've been there. I used to think, I don't want to die alone. And the truth is, whether you like it or not, whether you're with a person or not, whether you are a twin or not, you will die alone. You're not going to die with your partner, right? And when you are in a toxic situation in your head, you have built this ideal partner that you need, and someone who is there when you are at your lowest and they don't care. There's no way that they're going to care for you when you're old and dying. They might be the one who put you into your grave. So let that sit with you. And I always say that it's better to love yourself, to be with yourself, to nurture your relationship that you have with yourself and your faith, because God and you will never leave. So the minute you realize that you are the only constant in your life, you will stop seeking for validation outside where you want people to be what you want, and you'll start focusing on loving yourself. And then when people come, that is a bonus. And I love it when people don't need you but they want you. I also love it when I want people but I don't need them, because I know that even if they leave, I can survive, right? And you need to realize that someone who leaves you at your lowest is not going to be with you on your lowest day or on your dying days. So let go of that fear and know that you've got you, God's got you, you are going to be okay, right? And then the second thing that people have a fear of is the identity crisis. When you are in a toxic dynamic, you end up merging with the other partner, and then you realize after you leave that situation that you don't know who you are, you don't know what you like, you don't know where you want to stay, you don't know anything about yourself. And this is your chance to start with journaling first. Write down, who are you, what do you love to do, and try new things, try new hobbies, and also do a childhood audit and ask yourself, before you met this toxic person, who were you? What did you like? Where did you go? Who did you spend your time with? What are the things that you loved when you were still young? For me, I always loved reading. I always loved drawing. So ask yourself, if you loved drawing, can you find a class somewhere where you can go and do painting? Ask yourself, can I find new books that I can read? If you loved playing as well, go to theme parks, go to like nice places and try new things, right? And you'll see, as you try new things, you'll say, okay, this one is not for me. This one I can do again. This one, no, it's not my cup of tea. So try as many things as you want and write down how you're feeling. Write on your journal. How are your days? Every day I journal. And I've been doing this for the past maybe 3 years. So every time before I sleep, I take my journal and I write down how was my day. And I know that to some people they might feel like that is a lot of work, but it's not. It takes less than 5 minutes. Just write down how you are feeling. And if you're lazy, you can even open your notes app and then press the voice recognition and then just say how you're feeling, what did you learn, how can you do better tomorrow. And when you look back, you realize how much you've changed. You realize on the days where you were so happy, you'll see what did you do on that day that made you happy. And that might be a clue for you to show you what are the things that you like. Okay, I think I'm gonna wear my glasses again because the sun is too much. Okay, but this glass, okay. Okay, and the other thing that people fear that I want to address today is the logic versus the heart, where you know logically that I'm not supposed to be in this situation, but your heart is there. People even say the heart wants what it wants. No, you have to control your heart. You cannot let your heart rule. You cannot be in a toxic dynamic just because you are saying that your heart loves this person. You need to train your mind, because there is something that is called a trauma bond, something that I struggled with so much, and that is a chemical addiction to highs and lows. When you're used to being with someone who makes you so happy for one day, and then for the rest of the days, for the month, it's just miserable. You're just at your lowest. But in your head, you have this hope that it can get better. It has been better. Let me just give them more time. Let me just keep trying. Let me just be patient. Let me just hold on. But that is not going to help you. So let go and know that it is a trauma bond. And the way you will overcome that is to cultivate a space for you that is safe, right? Where your nervous system knows that a place that is calm is okay, and that will help you to stop craving chaos. And some of the things that I did to calm my nervous system, first of all, it was meditation. I will never stop meditating, and I love meditation so much. Even if it's just 5 minutes, take some time to sit down, be quiet with your thoughts. And at first, when you're doing this for the first time, it's going to be so scary, because you'll be like, who is this in my head? Why do I think like this? Am I a bad person? What is happening? But it is so important that you sit with your thoughts, you listen to how you reason, how you think, how you look at situations. The more you do that, the more you will realize that you are not your thoughts. The more you will realize that you are more than your body. You're something way bigger. And that is okay. Even when you hate yourself, you don't hate yourself. You hate the thoughts that you have about your thoughts, about yourself, right? And you will know that you don't have you're not your thoughts. Your thoughts are yours. You're something bigger than that, right? And that will calm your nervous system. And another one that really helped me, it was definitely breathing. There's a guy here on YouTube that I'll always recommend, Breathing with Sandy. You can just search that. He has all types of breathing. There's one that I love that says getting high in your own energy. I think it's something like that. But it is so good. He just plays this nice music, and you just breathe. You just focus on your breath. And for me, after doing breath work, I feel amazing. So even at work or anyway, if I feel like I'm not safe, I just breathe. I take the moment to just breathe, to slow down, because breathing is free. But the minute you are intentional about that, you are calming your mind. You're telling your mind that you are safe. And another thing that I heard also about safety is you can also just chew maybe gum if you feel like you're in an environment that is not safe, because I've heard that with us people, we're not comfortable to chew when we are not in a safe environment. So when you're chewing, you are tricking your mind to tell it that I am safe, right? And another thing that I have done is also just to make sure that my space is clean. For me, I love a clean space. It allows me to think clearly. It helps me to relax. It helps me to feel like I am in control of my life. So when I used to go for therapy, my therapist used to say that I must just go and sort out my closet. And that really helped, where you focus on making sure that your closet is so clean, it's organized, and that helps you to feel like you have a bit of control in your life. Not everything is falling apart, and that helps you to just relax, to calm down as well, right? And another thing that also helps me is definitely praying. And for me, when I'm praying, I'm really honest. I don't just do our Father who art in heaven. I tell God exactly how I feel. If I'm scared of something, I say that I'm so scared. There's actually a song that I love. What is the name of the song? I think it says I have a father, but there's a part that I love so much in that song that says that I want to say no weapon formed against me will prosper. I want to believe it, because sometimes we say things but we don't really believe them. We say we're not scared, but we really are shaking in our boots. So when you go to God and you say to God, you know what, God, I want to say that I believe. I want to say that I'm not scared. I want to say that I've got this, but I don't. I need you to please help me. I need you to show up for me in this space. And for me, I also love saying that there are these areas of my life where I've been terrified and I feel like maybe you didn't come true. Maybe show me how you came true in that moment, and you realize that you were in dangerous situations before and God saved you, God protected you. You realize that there were things that you were protected from that you had no idea that they were even dangerous. So ask God to show you on areas where you feel like you were left alone. Just say, God, please show me in this area, how was this good for me? And also, besides that, I feel like it's very important to also realize that just because bad things happen to you does not mean that you are a bad person. If you are a Christian and you know the story of Job, you know that it was a good guy who was tested so much, but he kept praising God. So just because bad things are happening to you does not mean that you are a bad person. It just means that that's how it is, right? So trust in that and know that you're going to be okay, right? And then another thing that you can do is just to keep a folder somewhere where you write down how your partner has made you feel, because when that trauma bond starts kicking in, your mind only filters the good things. You forget about the bad things. You forget about the times where they insulted you. You forget about the times where they humiliated you. So write down how you feel. Write the date. Write what did they say. Write it down. And then every time you feel like you miss them, you go there and you remember. For me, I even went a step further. I asked my friend to remind me. So I told my friend that, you know what, every time I tell you that I miss him, I need you to remind me of all the chaos that he caused. I need you to remind me of all the times when I came to you and cried, and that helped so much. So tell your friends, your trusted friends, your family members, so that they can be there for you. They can be like your support system, because it takes a village to heal your heart from a toxic dynamic, that because it is so hard. That's why some people stay in relationships even though they are beaten up, but they cover for their abusers, because they are so trauma bonded. They believe that deep down this person can change. They believe that this person has been so good to them maybe once in a while, so they really believe in those people. Okay, and then another one is just to navigate the noise and the external validation, where some people want you to keep holding on. They tell you that it's not nice out there. So you need to learn to listen to your voice, to listen to your intuition. When something is off, you know it. And just know that you don't need to have a court case to know that your intuition is right. So if something falls off for you, you need to leave that. Even when you are in a space and you feel like you don't feel safe, you leave without explaining yourself. That will help you to trust yourself more. And for me, I did this with little things. Like if I feel like it's going to rain and I have clothes outside, I would take them in. And then it really rains like maybe 10 minutes later. And I'm like, so glad that I trusted my intuition, right? Because you see the signs. Sometimes you see that, okay, I feel like this is what is happening. But sometimes you're like, the weather says it's not going to rain. And also what you can do is just to build your trust with yourself. Do the small things. For me, I have rules for my life. One of the rules that I love is I never skip Monday at the gym. Another rule that I love also is I never sleep with dirty dishes in my sink. And those might look like small things, but there are days where I would rather watch Funny AF with Kevin Hart, but instead of watching that, I tell myself that I'm going to make sure that I wash my dishes first, because I know that my future self deserves to start on a clean slate. They don't need to have yesterday's problems. And when you do this, the more you do this, the more you'll also learn to let go when it comes to your emotions as well. You're like, okay, I was angry today, I was sad today, but I'm going to allow myself to have a clean slate tomorrow. Tomorrow, when I wake up, I will tell myself that this is a new day. Something amazing is going to happen today, and I don't have to carry yesterday's issues. I keep looking this side because my chat is supposed to be this side, but I don't know what's happening with this app. It has been dribbling me so much. But anyway, the last thing that I want to talk about is also just overcoming gaslighting. I did not know what is gaslighting for the longest time, but it's when people do something that offends you, and then when you confront them about it, they make you feel like you're crazy. They're like, no, I didn't do that. And then you start questioning your sanity, like, wait a minute, what is happening? Right? And this is actually linked to the intuition as well. When something falls off, it is off. And it helps when you have good friends that are grounded, that you can go to, that will tell you that, no, you are not crazy. Being treated like this is not right. You deserve better. So surround yourself with beautiful, positive people. Also with the content that you consume good content. You need to also just find books that you can read more about and just find out what is gaslighting. How do I get out of it? For me, when I got out of a toxic relationship, my biggest thing was just feeling like I was not insane, like I was not crazy. The way I was treated was not right. So when you get people out there who have also experienced something similar, it helps you to also realize that, yeah, I was right. That was not right. That was not how it was supposed to be like. And just love yourself. When you love yourself, you will be unstoppable. When you cultivate the relationship that you have with yourself and with your faith, you will have peace that no human can ever take away from you. Your relationship with yourself is so important. So take some time. For me, I'd say that spend at least 2 hours a day focusing on you. So you can use that 2 hours for maybe going to the gym. You can use that for applying your makeup and just looking pretty. You can use that for journaling. You can use that to pour into your passion project. Just make sure that you prioritize yourself. And if you are a mom, this is so good, because when you love yourself, when you appreciate yourself, you are teaching your kids that they matter. You are teaching your kids to take care of themselves as well. I've seen some people who were so angry at their mothers because their mothers were in toxic relationships, and they were like, my mother just allowed my father to beat them. They just allowed them to humiliate them, and they just stayed. So some people, they stay in toxic relationships because they are saying that I'm doing it for my kids. But trust me, when you choose yourself and your kids are going to be so proud of you. Your kids are going to be like, my father abused my mother, but my mother took her power back and she got out of that. They will appreciate you so much, because we teach our kids what they can tolerate. We teach our kids what is right and what is wrong, and not by saying it, but the way we behave. with our actions. So when you choose yourself, it is not being selfish. For the longest time, I thought that I have to put my kids first. But if that is depleting you, then it is not right. You have to put yourself first. You have to pour into your cup first, and then pour into your family from an overflowing cup. And that way you won't build resentment. You won't have anger. And this reminds me of something so powerful that I heard from Maya Angelou, where she was saying that resentment only hurts the host. It only kills and eats away from the host. So don't allow yourself to be the host of resentment. Learn to let it go. Learn to forgive. When you're angry, it is okay. Anger is one emotion that I used to be so scared to express in the past. Right? Hi, Sammy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Yes, so I was saying that anger is an emotion that needs to be addressed. If you are angry, you need to scream. If you need to go and punch a bag, not someone. You need to go and punch a bag at the gym, do boxing, let the anger go. It's okay to express anger. Anger is just an emotion that tells you that your values or your boundaries were disrespected. It tells you that someone did something that you don't like, and it is okay to stand up for yourself. It is okay to be angry. Just don't let it stay for too long, and don't suppress it, because when you suppress anger, you will build resentment. Right? I think that's where I'm gonna leave it for today. And Sammy just reminded me, I also wanted to just say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. The other day I was at the gym in the sauna, and I was with this lady. She was talking about her birthing experience. I think she said she was on labor for over 24 hours, and I was like, what? And like the way they explain it, it sounds so scary. And I also have my birthing experience. Fortunately for me, my daughter, it was easy. It was not that difficult. And I think I only had labor for maybe an hour or less. I don't know, but it was really easy for me. So the moms are really special. The fact that you guys carry humans, that is just amazing. So you need to appreciate yourself. You need to celebrate yourself today. Happy Mother's Day. And know that you are blessed. Don't take that blessing for granted. And unfortunately, this day also has some triggers for some people. I was watching some TikTok videos earlier today, and there was a nice song for Mother's Day. And I saw in the comments some people were saying Happy Mother's Day to their moms in heaven. So there are some people who are triggered because they don't have their moms, and then there are people who are triggered because they don't have maybe their kids, maybe they lost their kids, so they feel like I'm a mom but I don't really have a kid. So to those ones, I'm just sending love and appreciation and light as well. So yeah. And also another thing that I wanted to mention is I have a newsletter, and after this I'm gonna put on the description a link where you can just click there and put your email address, and then from there I will send you a free reset. So this reset for me, when I was doing this ebook, I did it focusing on ladies, but I know that my channel also have some guys. So if you're a guy, just allow me to address you as a lady in that ebook. If you'd love to have it, you'll just put your email address and then I'll send it straight to your inbox. I really appreciate all of you guys. And I'm going to leave this here, and then I'll come back again next week, Sunday or Saturday. I don't know which day is best for doing my lives, but I love doing lives on weekends. So yeah, have a day as beautiful as you are, and I will see you again next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And like I said, if you'd like a reset, you've been feeling stressed lately, I will leave a link below. You just put your email address and then I'll send you something special that can help you to reset. I love you. Until next time. Goodbye.